What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineer's Inspiration series. We're starting things off today with the Vittura, I think, is the name of the ship. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but that should come as no surprise. So this is primarily a cargo ship, I believe. Now, the screenshots did have a couple of small craft that were on these connection merge block points, but it looks like they're not technically part of the blueprint, and I probably don't have those other ones downloaded. So note that these are... The screenshot kind of looked like they were either little drones or small shuttlecraft or something like that. So bear that in mind. But it is a light transport type vessel, I believe. But it's pretty cool. I like it. Actually, I'm going to dub these eyeball thrusters, because that's kind of what they look like, to be honest. It kind of looks like you've got this little eyeball. I wonder if that was the intent, or if that's just one of those that if the builder sees this video and goes, huh, I never thought about that before. But that was just kind of a thing that I noticed right there. But I like the design overall. I like the style of it. I'm a big fan of this kind of curved plate structure. I'm not really sure how else to describe that, but that kind of like exterior armor plating that kind of slopes down at an incline, but it's kind of just a straight angle. I really kind of like that design. I never really build it, because it always confounds me on how to build it properly and make it look right. But I do kind of like the style. So, also, I like the very clearly marked doors. Some people that's not as big of a thing, but for others, it's important. But yeah, it's pretty cool overall. I like the design of it. I also like the color pattern. The color pattern's pretty cool. It's bright without being obnoxious kind of thing. It's kind of... Again, I like stuff... I find I gravitate towards things that I feel not necessarily are realistic, but they're plausible. Like from what we've seen in sci-fi movies and other things like that, you could see them being a ship that was really in a series or a show or something like that. It doesn't look all wonky. I find I gravitate towards those most. I like it's actually kind of vibrant, though. It's pretty cool. Like, I think a lot of times it's either just from so many times it's done, or what. This is cool. Who did this? This is awesome. Results-oriented sciences. Time is precious. Let our drones help you with life's boring task. And very accurate. Pam's script has saved my life before on this game, so I concur wholeheartedly. But yeah, I like the kind of vibrant... I'm not usually one that will go with these bright yellows and stuff like that, but it actually works. It works pretty well on this. I'm kind of curious as to the artist behind this, because this is actually really well done. Like, I would love to do a graphic novel or something for, like, Dog Squad in that style. That's really well done. Just hinting, you know, in case the artist actually sees this. Okay, there's actually a door lock. That doesn't happen very often either. Most of the time, and then you get to the regular, the normal cabin. Oh, I guess this is a med bay, so I was gonna say, I was like, this is what we're used to, just kind of that flat gray kind of thing. I will say, I do think that color palettes and stuff... Ooh, is this the bridge already? Okay, cool. I do think that color palettes and stuff like that can make a really big difference in a build, and it's something that I've grown to try and branch outside my comfort zone and explore a little bit more, but am not usually very good at. I tend to stick to my darker neutral type colors, nothing really fancy or flashy. But I've seen some like this one that they actually pull off the colorful look. And admittedly, I expected there to be a bit more of an interior. The size of the ship and everything looked like it would actually have a bit more. One thing I want to check, though, is I expected there was like a hangar type area where you could walk out here. I guess this is actually just... You know what? These are probably drones, now that I think about it, because of the advertisement for drones and everything. These are probably mining drones and stuff, now that I'm thinking about it. So that would actually make sense why there's no exterior catwalk area for you to enter the ships, because you're not supposed to. So that's what we're going to go with. I think that's accurate. We will see. But yeah, sometimes ships do that to me, where on the outside they look... Never judge a book by its cover, basically, because it looked like it would have a bigger interior, because the actual mass of the ship is pretty considerable, but then they have like a very small interior, so there's that. We have a front camera, a remote control for autopilot, an antenna, gravity generator, jump drives, multiple cameras. I'm guessing these are... Well, that says right. That's bottom. So there's merge blocks for these different things. I'm guessing these are also going to be for the drone controls and such. And we got reactors, tanks, batteries, gyroscopes, yada yada yada. Light for cargo, exteriors, thrusters, another connector control. So nothing really fancy. I didn't actually see... Now that I think about it, I don't actually see any weaponry, unless I'm really missing it. So it's definitely a transport ship. Would not recommend taking it into a combat situation. I also didn't really see any hydrogen thrusters that were exposed. And for ions only, it actually moves pretty great. Whee! It has quite the bit of gyro control as well. Oh, I just noticed all those thrusters on the top. They're spread out more on the bottom, but the top has some heavy-duty thrusters. So I think that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and next up we have the Rust Bucket, which, I love the name. This is an interplanetary transport as well, I believe. I could be misquoting that, so don't hold me to it. This one actually has a fairly interesting backstory to it. So the thing that makes this interesting is that it is a ship that was designed in survival and stuff. I mean, I guess some of the stuff may have been designed in creative, but it was built in survival and whatnot. And what I find interesting about that is the progression that came with it. So it's like almost entirely hydrogen thrusters, I believe, because at the time they were building it, they didn't have access to platinum, and so they didn't have access to some of the other thrusters, so they went with hydrogen, which I get. I did the same thing in my own survival series, so I understand the situation. I'm actually kind of blown away that this size of a ship was done in survival. And I feel like my own undertakings are severely dwarfed by that. I mean, they even went through and did sensors for all the doors and yada yada. So, yeah. Actually, this is kind of an interesting airlock setup. We've got connectors and merge blocks. This opens. Where's the vent? I don't see the vent. Ah, the vents are in here. So it's kind of just venting out that air. It looks like you're not actually getting to keep the air from depressurizing a vent inside the airlock. This one has an actual depressurization, it looks like, for shuttles and whatnot. But I actually really liked the exterior a lot of the design of the ship. Again, it's named the Rust Bucket, so obviously you're going for that kind of grungy, industrial, workhorse type ship, not the thing that looks pretty. But again, I like the sloped angle on all the different pod type things. I like the interconnected kind of standalone but still part of the ship pod look, and then you've got these different connecting struts and whatnot. I think that is really cool, and I love, 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 love this bridge area on top here. I really like that it follows the same angle, but it's somewhat set above it, so it's kind of like another layer. And I like the little added detail of these extra support struts with the ribbing in here, so that it just gives it that extra, again, probable look. It looks like a ship you could actually see being designed, kind of thing. I do like the exposed conveyor points and stuff like that. I'm guessing this is yeah, it's unfinished windows that gives it that look, which is cool. I really just like the theme overall. I like the theme of the build. It works really well. The attention to detail of going through and making sure all of the doors are set up with sensors is crazy. That had to have taken a lot of work. It's something I should do in my builds, but I think because I'm usually doing mine from a YouTube series standpoint, I tend to try and do them quickly and don't take some of the extra time to do those little detail things that really would actually benefit the ship. But we've got a lot of hydrogen tanks, which makes perfect sense given the amount of thrusters this has and how big the ship is. I'm still kind of blown away that this is a survival build. Stuff like this wouldn't be too difficult to build in... wait a minute, is that a safe zone? Holy crap. That's, intense. I don't remember how much power... There was something about these, that they said... Safe zone can only be enabled on stations. That's interesting. I didn't know that. There's something about those that I read somewhere were not really super practical for survival, because they required like a crap load of power or something. Maybe I misread that, but every time I see them, I'm like, whoa, that's expensive. Kind of like, can you actually run that thing? It's a neat idea, though, because I do like the idea of it being like I've always liked the idea of shields. I feel like Space Engineers, like the developers, should have added shields a long time ago. And some people would argue it would mess with the metric of the, you know, the PvP battle type thing, but I'm like, yeah, but shields, they're cool. I do like this little glass tube kind of area to enter up into the bridge and stuff. That's a nice touch. It's pretty cool. I'm getting spoiled with all the sensor doors, man. They actually work and aren't like messing with me and getting in my face all the time. Wait, no, this isn't the bridge. Where's the bridge? Oh, we have to go up again. Okay, med bay, cargo access. That makes sense. That's what goes up here. Is this an observation area? Ooh, it kind of looks like an observation area. I like observation areas. That's where the glass is. And there's a top entrance and exit. That's useful. All right, so let's give this big old rust bucket a go and see how it works. There's something here that is not there anymore, so there may be something there that wasn't there before. Or reversed, actually. There may not be something there that was there before, I guess. Alright, so let's see how she flies. Now again, it is supposed to fly and transfer from planets, so outside of planets it should be able to accelerate relatively quickly. Yeah, that's a lot of thrusters, but it does seem to work pretty well. And surprisingly, for a ship this size, actually moves pretty good. So I really give the builder a lot of credit here, because creative, this is really cool. Survival, this is insane to me. This is a big ship to do in survival. So yeah, really cool. I like it. But with that, we're going to wrap this one up, and let's move on to the last one. Alright, and last but not least, we have the Truman class Dreadnought. Now this one is actually fairly interesting because I've actually kind of loosely followed the construction of it. This was built by one of my subscriber viewer people that has been posting updates on my Discord server and stuff, so I've been kind of waiting for this one to be done because it looked like it was shaping up to be pretty cool. I hope I pasted it in right. Couldn't really tell if there was a right way, an up or a down. It looked kind of universal on both sides, so I hope I got it right. There's a couple of things to point out if you were going to use this. First of all, it does use mods, although they are not mandatory. According to the description on the workshop page, they are... What the heck? That was interesting. What is happening here? Why are these passageways changing colors? Okay. That's different. I'm guessing it's a mixture of LOD and texture. That's what I'm gonna go with, anyway, because I have no idea why that would happen. But yeah, so there are some mods in this, but from the sounds of it, they're not mandatory. Probably weaponry or something to that that effect, because I know it looks like this railgun. Well, hold up. This is actually not the... Is this a mod? I'm so confused. No, this is not a mod. This is just a really cool freaking railgun. Okay. So that's not the mod. The rounds are? It looks like they actually built around the modded railguns. That's cool. I legitimately thought this was a modded weapon. That's really freaking cool. So, yeah. Overall, though, I really like the look of it. I do like this back part here a lot. This is really cool. I like this thruster design. We've seen this before, I believe, actually from the same builder. That kind of this faked thruster using lights and stuff like that, and then the thrusters are either somewhere else internally or whatnot. It's a really cool effect. I really, really like it. I'm actually kind of wondering how the spotlight is coming through. I guess that's a glitch that's being exploited, because it looks like it's coming through solid block, which is weird. Could be a mod. There are mods again, like I said. But yeah, I was forewarned this was a relatively large ship, so I think it had something like 15 decks or something, which is nuts. Looks really cool, though. I do like... Man, this is a fancy hangar. I'm gonna come in from the other side where we got the light coming through. The only thing with this said fancy hangar is I don't know, with all of these buttons, I don't actually see... There we go. I was gonna say, I don't actually see one that'll open... Are you kidding? Why would you do that? I hate mag boots. Seriously, why? I'm right here. Pushing down. I'm gonna snap, and you're gonna snap there? Really? Wait, I'm a dummy. It's not mag boots, it's gravity. Okay, never mind. False alarm. I'm stupid. Hangar door 1, hangar door 2. So I'm guessing 1 is open, 2 is closed. So this is actually another one of those cool ships that I mentioned. I think it was in the episode before last. That has a horizontal flight path, but a vertical interior, which is awesome. That is such a cool... I did not know this ship was one of those. That's so cool. That's one of those things I didn't really even think about, and now I'm kind of in love with the idea. Is it this one down here? Let's test my theory. Okay, that closes them. I'm gonna slip in here before it closes. Alright, so we've definitely got a hangar here. We've got connectors and whatnot for small craft. Let's see, we got a lot of steps. This is a very physically fit ship, as in there's a lot of stairs, so even if you started obese, you're gonna be fit by the time you're done with your tour on this ship. There's a lot of stairs. I don't think I looked at what was in that. Yeah, let's cheat a little bit. And let's see what's in... Let's see here. If that way... I'm trying to figure out... This way is up based on the gravity, so let's do the lower areas first, and then we'll move up the ship, kind of like I did on the other vertical ship. Alright, so we have a cargo area here. And let's see, there's a door here. Was there one on that side? I didn't see one. I don't see a door on this side. So this goes further down. Oh, there is an elevator. Okay, cool. Not sure what this area is. Could just be a server room type thing where you house all of your computers. I'm getting the distinct feeling I'm going the reverse direction that I was intending. I was intending to leave the CIC and all that kind of stuff till the end, thinking it'd be more towards the front, but apparently it's more towards the bottom or the back. Because this looks like a CIC to me. Although, doth my eyes deceive me that those are wheels? This thing doesn't move, does it? That would be cool. Wait, spinny things! I have caught a spinny thing. Alright, so this is kind of the CIC area. I don't see another way to go further down. I want to know what that spinny thing is. I see it. Or I saw it. There it is. What is that? It's almost like a propeller. But I'm guessing if I click this, I'm going to go back up. I want to know how to get down there, man. Are you going to tease me with a spinny thing and then not let me get to it? Come on. Come on. That's just wrong. Alright. Well, maybe we'll run into it somewhere else along the way. So let's head back up this way. I'm trying to skip the stairs, though I'm not entirely sure that's any faster than just going up the stairs. I didn't see this before, but I'm not sure if that's intended or not. That may... Whoa. That's an incomplete conveyor. Did I break something? I either broke something, or something was left incompleted and I did not know this. But I definitely don't feel like I'm supposed to be here, so I'm gonna move back in here. I definitely think that's not supposed to be exposed, more than likely. Alright, so let's fly up here to the top area. Now, an interesting thing... Okay, this is going to come in through this... So these central doors are your entrances and exits from the stairwell, but these side ones are your doors to actually move up to the next deck. Okay. So many stairs. Now, in truth, from the game side, not design, but from the game perspective, it's probably smart because I know that pistons and things have more... trouble on like servers and whatnot, so if you intended to play this build on like a multiplayer, it's probably smarter to have a bunch of stairs over piston elevators because, well, it makes the server work harder. Alright, so we have what looks like a brig. Could potentially be like a medical area, but my gut says brig. Because, yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like a prison cell type thing. But, being that it's all glass, it could be an observation if you were, like, a patient or something. We have what looks like, ooh, very fancy crew quarters. They even get their own kitchenette. It's like a suite. Okay. Elevator there. Elevator there. Probably the same thing here. Yep. Looks that way. Okay. So let's check up this way. Oh, wait. That's looks like the maintenance area or something. I do like this style. I think it works best when you can find a tricky way to put a catwalk on something where Either it leads to something that you can repair, or you can hide lights, or, you know, things like that. But I've always loved the see-through catwalk approach to things. I think it makes a really cool design. Alright, so I'm guessing this is all just crew quarter stuff, it seems. How many layers there are, I have no idea. So this is actually what seems to be the medical bay. So I'm gonna go back to my original theory that that other room was brig. Man, there is all this has to be a relatively large crew setup, because there's a lot of crew quarters on here. I mean, even estimating 4, we've already seen like 3 decks or something that were crew quarters. So I'm guessing it's like a 12-person crew. This looks cool. Okay. This looks cool. Me approve. Ooh, this is neat. Last door blocks with the half blocks make for some decent stairs. That's kind of neat. Alright. This is a blueprint thing, but it doesn't look like this ship. It looks like another ship. Is that like a fighter? Maybe? I don't know what all these screens and buttons are for, but I like it. And I also like this up here. I'm guessing this is an elevator. Yeah. So then this is going to come up here. No, let me in. I don't want to use the elevator. This is going to come up here. Okay, and then we have a ladder that comes up to this area, which is a very glorified looking jump drive. It's, oh. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to assume this is the top. Mainly because I don't see any other compartments to go any further up. Unless this other elevator over here can be used for multiple directions, but it has 1 button, so I'm guessing not. Okay, so I was probably onto something when I said that that other deck was probably the CIC bridge. Speaking of which, in an effort to avoid making everybody dizzy, I'm just going to cut here and run back to that spot real quick, and then we'll actually give the ship a test run. Okay, so I ended up back here. However, I've been running around checking these different flight seats, and none of them actually say they're the main cockpit, but none of them say they aren't. So I'm not entirely sure if maybe the actual flight seat isn't up here with these. I'm not really sure, because none of them actually seem to have anything on, like, the hotbar. So it may not matter which ones are which. Wait. Okay, that one actually has piston controls. Huh. Alright, so since none of them say not main, and none of them actually have a whole lot of hotbar setups, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume this is semi the main one. So we're just gonna fly it like this. Though, I have a feeling I'm not at the right one. For a couple of I don't think I am. Because the more I think about it, there needs to be one that's facing a different direction, right? Because if I hit... These aren't actually controlling the thrusters anywhere. Let's try... See, there's actually cockpits here. Are any of them labeled as the main, I wonder? That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't think I've seen everything on this ship, but I can't seem to find where the rest of it goes. Interesting. You ever feel like you're missing something? Because the reason I say that is because I can't actually get the ship to move, and I did change it. It does get pasted in as a station, that is in the description, so I changed it to a ship already, but I don't actually think... I wonder about bridge. Is there bridge center module lights? Okay, if I turn those off, I don't see a change. Maybe that'll tell me where the bridge actually is. See, like, none of these lights went off. That concerns me, because that means I probably have... Well... Did they? Are these always dark? I'm confused. I don't know where the bridge is. Now that I think about it, I can't find it. Let me poke around a little bit more. I'm gonna do it off camera just in case it takes me forever. But I'm gonna poke around, see if I can't find the bridge, because I don't think I found it yet. Alright, so this is one of those cases where reading helps. Because upon closer inspection of the description, there is a footnote that says there is room for thrusters to be added, but they are not added. Ergo, it doesn't matter what chair I'm sitting in, the ship will not move. Had I read that, I could have saved us all some time and realized that the ship won't move. So, there's that. But yeah, overall, I really like the design of the ship, and I did use spectator mode to fly around through the guts of the ship, and for the most part, we went through all of the visibly accessible areas. Everything else is just mechanics and guts and whatnot. So, we did see everything there was to see, and we did move everything there was to move. Now, I did not fire the railguns, which may be worth doing. Let's try shoot once. And torpedoes. Let's try shoot once. And the rest of those should be fine. These are modded weapons, keep in mind, but... Ooh! Ooh! It looked cool, though. They're like laser... Yep, that's cool. That's really cool. They're like... I know they're railguns, but they're almost like lasers, which is really cool. And the torpedoes... Oh, there we go. Woo. Now again, these are modded weapons, but in considering the spacing, I can see why if you didn't add the mods, then you could actually use regular rocket launchers or chain guns or whatever in place of the modded weapons, so that all makes a lot of sense. But overall, I really like it. It's really cool. I do think it'd be interesting to see how a ship this size ends up stacking up in terms of thrusters and moving. But overall, I really like it. It has, you could do a lot with it once it's got thrusters added to it so you can fly around. But with that, I think we're going to wrap things up here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.